the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. Our name is Jerk of all trades.
Yeah, it's time to go to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast. We love that intro. We know you love that intro.
Yes, you had to have loved the beautiful sound of our voices.
Woo!
Attempting to...
We're bringing that heat each and every week on that intro. We're trying to change it up for you guys.
We hope you like it.
Hope you liked it.
We know
What's
you
up?
like
What's
it.
up, Bray? What's going on, man?
Oh, man, we have an absolutely rockin' show today, as the intro would tell you. We've got motherfucking Kid Rock. He might maybe be running for Senate. It might not be. It might kind of be a publicity stunt for another shitty record. Dolls are abound in our universal call-out results. Got tons of progressive medicine on this episode. More than you can shake your dick at.
Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh, and we got the dark web going dark. We got robots.
It's getting dark.
Ending it all, ending their own existence. Stay tuned, Jerk Faithful. We promise we won't disappoint you guys. Eddie, hit them with the first topic of the week.
Great show this week. We are locked and loaded. We got to kick it off with what we started with, and that's with that Kid Rock running for Senate in Michigan
Mr.
in the
Robert
year
Ritchie.
2018. Mr. Ritchie. No relation to Nicole Ritchie, right?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
There's not a lot of resemblance there. I'm looking at his picture. I have a rather ridiculous picture of him where he looks to be imitating Frankenstein's monster, possibly.
This is crazy. KidRockForSenate.com is the website. He launched this shit not too long ago. He's talking about a major announcement coming soon as far as this whole situation is concerned. My main question is, how is he going to fix the goddamn water and the Detroit Pistons? These Detroit Pistons have been trashed since 1992. No, I'm just kidding. And, they ain't winning no games.
Since
so.
Isaiah Thomas, probably.
No, well, they beat the Lakers in 2004, but...
not to mention...
For comedic value, 92 is where it's at.
I mean, not to mention that Detroit is actually used whenever they need, like, a post-apocalyptic or, like... really shitty environment for a movie. They actually just film in regular ass Detroit. I think they were actually the first city to go bankrupt.
Yeah,
they just went like that. Doesn't happen unless you're playing Monopoly, right? But apparently it happens when you're fucking Detroit. So yeah, that's where Kid Rock's from, and apparently he's gonna maybe run for Senate. And
man.
I don't know. I'm not buying it. Actually, he has a website set up for it, which I actually have not looked at. So I was actually going to, on the podcast, check it out and see what the fuck is on there.
Donald Trump really started some shit with this whole politics going on.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Donald Trump, fucking... Well, I mean, I guess it goes further back than that. You had Arnold.
Ronald Reagan, right?
Yeah, he
was an actor.
Yeah, you had Ronald Reagan as well. But it
seems more sensationalized now more than ever.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, the world is a little bit more sensationalized as well. So I am on.
How does it look?
The Kid Rock 18 for U.S. Senate.
Give me that.
He's
Kid Rock
sitting in a chair with a bunch of stars. There's a bunch of trophies in the background for sports that he probably didn't win. There is a stuffed deer right next to him. It looks to be possibly either going to give him a blowjob or jump out of the screen and murder me. There's a window shade that has "Made in Detroit" on it, and let's see what he's got. It says, "Are you scared?" ? Got a Kid Rock T-shirt for U.S. Senate. Got a bumper sticker. Have a trucker cap, which is the only type that you would have. It said "Pimp of the Nation, Born Free."
Man, this ain't bad. I'm on it right now.
Yeah, he's
looking really dapper.
Party to the people, it says.
I like the chair.
Let's check it out. Let's see what he's got here.
I ain't mad at you.
He's got a shirt. He's got a yard sign. He's got a hat. He's got a bumper sticker. That's it. That's all he's got. And
Well, he's got to spit some game and let me know, or not me.
Yeah.
I don't live in Detroit or Michigan.
Here's the
for that
deal.
matter,
I mean,
but-
this fucking thing is
Is this a parody?
it definitely is. It's kidrock.warner bro. I don't even want to give the whole thing, but it's his web store. So I initially thought this might be more legit than it is, and he was at the forefront of Donald Trump getting elected. He was all about it. So yeah, if he's running for Senate, I'm probably
Very interesting, because in the late 90s, I would have never thought Kid Rock for a, Senate or anything like that, or
man.
any type of politics.
Oh God,
Craziness.
Hey, he's actually got a shirt. Maybe I'll buy this for Eddie. It says "God's Guns and Trump."
I don't have any guns.
You might as well get some, right?
No.
If you're going to be voting Republican,
Guns don't kill people, Ray. People with guns kill people.
Oh,
Or
okay.
something like that.
Right, but it just becomes a lot easier when they have guns.
Just don't take away my knives.
It says in the Constitution, I get to keep my knives. So let me keep my fucking knives. I have the right to bear arms. And if I want to walk around with fucking goddamn bear arms on, giant claws and shit, I will have them. And if you try to fuck with me or my family, I will kill you with the bear arms that I have, and you'll be fucked up. That was a joke about bearing arms and then having actual arms of a bear. So, in case you were wondering.
Interesting. Kid Rock, man, you're looking good. I like the
Jesus
website,
Christ.
but man, you ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling Ray. You ain't fooling anybody here at the JOAT podcast until we hear some type of laws and legislatures coming out your mouth about some changes. But until then, we're not fucking puppets. We don't talk about puppets here on this podcast unless the randomizer tells us to. So speaking of the randomizer,
yeah, before we move on, I will say, aren't dolls sort of puppets anyway?
they kind of are.
They're kind of puppets on strings.
stringless puppets.
literally
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
Puppets
I
are
had that backwards.
puppets are actually dolls on strings.
Yeah.
So actually, dolls is kind of like puppets, but this is I think puppets maybe even delivered even more so than
Well,
dolls
thanks to
delivered
Ray,
more so than puppets. So
our rock paper scissors match, we got the gigantic
scissoring.
We got the gigantic results.
Not that kind of scissoring, you fucking perverts.
Of last week's universal call out. Ray, you want to hit him with these?
Oh my goodness.
These dolls?
Oh my goodness fucking gracious. I would love to hit them with some dolls. So get ready. You're getting hit with fucking plastic and shit. So let's start off with Eddie's got a little fascination with Mr. Albert Einstein. And I fucking love this dude. I'm actually looking at the picture right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy. He runs Hansen Robotics founder and not the Umbop kind. His name is David Hansen. He's been long fascinated by German-born physicist. He built a life-size and lifelike Einstein head on the top of a Hubble robot more than a decade ago. In 2015, he cooked up an idea of a desktop-sized Einstein robot that could teach young people about science. I think it's a pretty good idea. I guess this thing is $299. It's 15 inches. It's got a fucking rubber face. It's mustached like Einstein.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I like this thing a lot.
It looks pretty decent. I guess it doesn't work quite as well as it looks. It tells terrible jokes, and it's got connects to an app, and you ask it questions, and then it answers it for you.
Well, yeah, that's what I would expect an Einstein doll to do. Give me some answers to some questions that I got.
Correct.
So is the app?
Hey, real quick, would you ask it the same questions like that I asked Siri? Because I mainly just asked Siri to touch my dick and stuff. So
What?
I probably wouldn't. I mean, you gotta.
What do you ask Siri?
Ask her to touch my penis.
How is she gonna do that?
I don't know, but it's fun to get her responses. She gets really offended very easily.
I think I have an understanding why your leg hurts now.
Yeah.
You have that numb feeling in your leg.
Yeah. Siri gives me that numb feeling in my.
Oh man, I would probably ask this thing. It all depends on the situation surrounding
relativity, maybe.
I like asking Google stuff for like directions and time shit is open and how long is it gonna take me to drive somewhere. But
I just look that stuff up. I like to ask really offensive questions. Apparently, too, would you ask this Einstein doll how to tie a shoe? Because apparently, I guess Einstein didn't know how to tie his shoe.
Interesting.
I read that. I don't know if that's actually true. It says that in the article.
If it can tie a shoe, it's not very authentic then.
Right. Maybe he would tell you like, hey, I don't know how to do that. Right.
That'd be interesting. You buy this thing for $300 and like 5 out of the 6 questions is like, I don't know. You got suckered into buying this thing for $300.
Right.
I don't know shit.
Hey, I need to know what to. There's a girl at school and I really like her and I want to know what to say to her. He's like, I'm Einstein. I have no fucking clue. I probably never got laid in my whole life. That's probably not true. But
that'd be cool if like it came out with some mathematical equations, like impress her with this.
right. Yeah. So one of the things, maybe I'll even let Eddie hit this. So whenever you start this fucking thing up, he has a few choice things that he says. And Eddie, why don't you tell him one of the things that he says every time you turn this fucking thing on? What does he say?
Just one moment while I try to go online. I will just need a moment to complete the connection. And then he proceeds to say, let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Einstein robot doll in your face.
Hey, we're hip to your game, Einstein doll. Don't think we don't know you. Ain't listening to Jerk of All Trades podcast up in here.
Yeah. So they rated this thing the good animated lifelike face, rich, deep, and fun science education app. Slow. The bad is the slow, inconsistent operation, no volume control. He cannot maintain a network connection. God damn you, Einstein robot doll thing.
Your shitty Wi-Fi, Einstein.
So overall, they're saying he's all right, relatively speaking. It's not one of the better toy robots that they have tested on this website. It's Mashable was where we saw this thing. So it's pretty cool though. It looks cool.
It looks awesome. I really dig this thing.
Yeah. But it doesn't look as cool as the motherfucking Cookie Monster doll that was filled with cocaine.
Oh man, that's crazy.
This is another lovely thing. And where did this happen, Eddie?
I have no idea.
It happened in Florida, motherfucker.
Of course, Florida.
Everything happens in Florida.
You should have gave me like 2 guesses, and if not the first, the second one would have definitely been Florida.
Yeah, so this is
I miss Florida.
Monroe County. It was actually a black Dodge. I wonder what kind of Dodge it was.
I'm hoping it wasn't a Bronco.
Yeah. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Ford, but yeah.
We won't talk about him today.
Yeah, we're not to that point yet, but. Anyway, yeah, they I guess they pulled over this dude and they picked up this doll and the shit was kind of heavy. And so they cut that bitch open and guess what? It had 2 packages of cocaine totaling 314 grams.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Cookie Monster want cocaine.
How appropriate, too. The Cookie Monster, man. If there isn't one member of Sesame Street not coked out of his freaking mind, it's the goddamn Cookie Monster.
I mean, the Cookie Monster is definitely coked out of his goddamn mind.
Oh, dude, the sugar rush and the freaking, his hand movements, the way his eyes move.
Yeah,
he is definitely tweaking.
I would have
guessed. Some shit.
I would have guessed Animal is fucking fucked up.
He's
on
not from
cocaine.
Sesame Street though.
Oh, yeah.
Animal's a Muppet baby.
Yeah, he's a Muppet.
Yeah.
Hey, he's not a Muppet baby.
Oh,
he was a
that
Muppet
would have been
originally.
good for our fucking. All right, anyways, this is a doll thing, so it's close enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
314 grams of coke.
Yeah, this thing was filled to the fucking brim with cocaine.
Man, I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah, not a Tickle Me Elmo though. This is a Cookie Monster.
Yeah, you don't want to tickle that Cookie Monster too much. You want that thing exploding everywhere, then you gotta clean it up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's there's that one.
That was an interesting one. So yeah, and then the next one, the haunted doll story.
Yeah.
This one has me with skeptical hippo eyes, but that's all right. Chucky's back, bitch. And Chucky is
By
now
the way,
a
this
girl.
website just told me I need to manage my cookies. This website uses cookies. I'm like, Cookie Monster want cookies. Not those kind of cookies.
Yeah, apparently this was somewhere out there in the UK. They bought this doll from a charity shop. The family's terrified. They've been forced to lock a possessed doll in their shed after claiming it's been haunting their home and even scratched their bodies during the night. The husband has unexplained scratches on his right leg.
Right, that's what he's telling his wife.
So, yeah.
It was the doll, honey, I swear.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and the doll also had glitter on it. And also it had lipstick on.
Yeah.
And also
smelled like sweet, sweet perfume.
Also, it has your penis in its mouth. Like, come on, dude. We know what's up, bro. Like, Just be fucking upfront with your wife, God damn it. We know what's happening. It's not a fucking possessed doll.
Isn't that the worst when you get those deep scratches on your back?
Oh, come.
I know some people like it, but I can't stand it, man.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much for me.
From a doll, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, she could be a doll.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, maybe that would tie into the next doll. But, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. They brought in a medium, and the medium friend warned them that the doll had, quote unquote,
They
something
couldn't afford a
in it.
large.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sorry.
This is crazy. And since discovering the doll has been moved outside and apparently removed its own necklace that it was wearing around its neck.
Right, which
while
they
inside
then
the
tied
box.
it like 4 times around it to make sure that it didn't get the necklace off again. So I'm not really sure what that would do, but
yeah, this is a crazy ass doll.
do you think the husband used it as a cock ring?
I don't know. But you would think they'd try to get rid of this thing as soon as possible, right? Nope. First thing they do is put it on eBay. They're trying to sell this damn thing for 25 pounds on eBay. It's like, hey, this doll's crazy. It might kill you, but you can get it for $24.99 on eBay. So
Yeah,
fuck all that shit.
This is definitely questionable. They fucking locked this thing in a shed, apparently, because they're so terrified of this thing.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so here's the deal. If you were so goddamn terrified of this thing, wouldn't you just like fucking burn it or something?
Or bury it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I've seen Child's Play enough times. I've seen all these guys. What is it, Annabelle? Like, come on, dude. Like, you're gonna fucking burn this thing. You're not gonna fucking
just
put
rip
it on,
its head off.
put it
and,
on
like,
goddamn
fucking,
eBay. Like, right.
Yeah, just rip its arms and legs off and
Yeah.
just crawling around the house. So apparently, if she can't even sell this damn thing, her great fucking idea is to give it to charity. So, London, or not London, United Kingdom, you got a lot of smart people out there. I ain't mad at you. I love Wimbledon. But this lady here is crazy, and she's got to go.
Yeah, this is definitely.
She's not a good representation of your country.
No, this is quite questionable. So I don't believe this. And reading this, I think the obvious answer is the husband is getting his boogie on in the middle of the night, and he doesn't want to admit it. So he fucking tells his gullible ass wife that a doll scratched his fucking leg, and I don't buy
Scratching
it.
his balls, scratching his dick.
All right, yeah. So
So speaking of scratching some dicks, we got a couple out there making sex dolls like more realistic than ever nowadays. You know, the sex toy market is on the rise, apparently. It used to be
and these are not robot ones. These are just regular ass.
Yeah, these
ones.
aren't even robots. These are just like, your regular ass dolls.
there is a gallery. Did you check the gallery, dude?
Man, I'm gonna throw up looking at these things. I'm telling you right now, I can't even look at this shit. It's almost a little too good.
This is quite realistic, I must say.
The chest hair, you see the chest hair?
By the way, look at number 5. I swear that's Donald Trump on the right.
I gotta get to 5. Oh, she ain't bad looking.
Is that Donald Trump? That appears.
He's a little too dark. Maybe. He's not orange enough. He's more brown than orange.
Whoa, this is horrifying. This is the most horrifying gallery that I have ever seen in my life.
If you'd imagine Jeffrey Dahmer's closet, this is pretty much what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of severed heads, severed feet, severed noses, severed dicks.
Yeah, this is some of the writing in this thing killed me. I'm greeted by a collection of silicone bodies suspended from the ceiling by chains. It could easily be the setting of a horror movie, as our last story could as well. He says something about airbrushing nipples and hair punching eyebrows.
This company is called Synthetics, Synthetics. They're the world's top of the line artisanal, I don't even know what that word is, sex doll manufacturer. Synthetics makes art that can affect their customers emotionally, quote unquote. They're here to help you with these crazy looking dolls. I don't need any help. You can keep your fucking dolls, especially when their price point is $6,400 for one of these crazy looking things.
That is a lot of money.
No, thank you.
I'll tell you what, they look pretty goddamn realistic. I will say, though, that based on our Dark Side of Robots thing last week, I think this is a similar concept. This works for certain people, and it gives them, something positive in their life. And if they have $7,000 to drop on this super realistic robot, or not robot, regular.
If you got $7,000, why aren't you just buying some pussy in Las Vegas? Like some really good fucking pussy.
Maybe it's not just about the sex for them. Maybe it's about the connection. And so they find the connection with this thing. So
maybe they don't want any back talk. They're just like, I tried that already. She talks too much. She's too loud, too annoying. I need something a little more quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, this
This
thing
is dark.
Yeah, this thing is definitely quite
This
horrifying.
reminds me of like sleep porn, or it's just like, I've never seen it, but I can only imagine. I've heard of it, where it's like the guy's fucking some chick while she's sleeping.
By the way, Eddie's never seen. This is much like 4 episodes ago where I was like, what is Pornhub? I've never been on Pornhub before. Like my friend told me, I'm just holding the sleep porn for a friend.
Am I the one that introduced you to Pornhub?
No,
I was gonna say I don't remember that.
No, on the podcast where I pretended that I had never been on Pornhub before.
Oh, yeah.
Even though
even though every single person in the entire world,
I don't have it bookmarked, but you better believe that I've maybe been on it before, like a couple times. Maybe,
absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, for me personally, I need a little more interaction. This podcast is really delving into my like sexual preferences.
I know. And I'm not.
But it just makes no sense to me. Who wants to fuck a lifeless, quiet ass fucking doll? Just for $7,000 fucking dollars.
I'll tell you what. Maybe the same people that also want other versions of these things, because apparently these dolls can be made to be male, female, transgender, and they can also be modified to look like vampires, angels, or aliens. If you ever wanted to fuck an alien, and God knows, hey, was there not that guy a few weeks ago who was driving with the fucking alien? So, oh my God! So he could go in the fast lane on the freeway, and also because he wanted to fuck that alien. So,
well, if they can like mix the blowjob robot with these things, I mean that'd be pretty sick, right? The blowjob robot head with the body and looks of this thing.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, this is the end game, right? When we finally get to the point where we have like the realistic looking robots mixed, with
I'm just imagining in like 30, 40, 50 years, like once the world is becoming a little too overpopulated because of science and technology and medicine, where it's just like, man, there's just way too many fucking people in this world. All these fucking sex dolls and sex robots and shit, it's going to be like put into law that you can't fuck another human being. Right. You actually you can't fuck anything but A, your hand, or B, a fucking sex doll. And if like you get pregnant,
but not a black
you go
dildo
to jail
though,
or some shit, that'd be fucking crazy.
Not a black dildo or a brown robot.
No, but like, it's just like in the future, like where is this all going?
In the year 2000. Yeah, it's going to
going to the White House.
dark places. And yes, this perfectly transitions into our next story. The fucking White House, the goddamn press conference about Iran. And apparently somebody on the fucking call didn't know how to mute their fucking phone. And so they started talking about their lesbian blow-up doll.
Oh, tell me about it, Ray.
Oh, my God. So during a conference call with the press last night about Iran, there were some, let's say, odd things heard by reporters. Tara McKevley of the BBC and Jackie Alamani of CBS tell the story. Basically, conference call. These are the tweets from them. Conference calls are often tricky with strange background noise, but tonight's White House conference call on Iran policy was unique. During the briefing call on Iran, you could hear an ad in the background. A man seemed to be saying inflatable dolls and a lesbian. Trump White House still struggles with conference calls. V Weird OH. I don't know what the fuck. Fucking tweets.
My inflatable doll is a lesbian.
Yeah, my inflatable doll is a lesbian. Yeah, and then over and over, yes, inflatable doll is lesbian.
Smokes.
So
this is deep.
Yeah, and I mean, this is an inflatable one, so this is like the old school shitty one. This is definitely not the previous sex doll, which looks a lot cooler.
No,
and we might have to crowdfund for us to get one of those. We may have to be stuck with the lesbian inflatable doll, though. So.
That's crazy. The White House.
The White House, the lesbian sex dolls, and yeah, let's move on to our next one.
The WWE, right?
This was actually a last minute one. And,
tag team.
Oh my God. So I actually didn't love it until I heard the name. So WWE, after all these years, they're putting out actual fucking goddamn Barbie dolls. And I spent my whole goddamn life trying to explain to people that they're not dolls, they're action figures. It's not a fucking doll, okay?
And we kind of teased this on Instagram a little bit with our it's Ray's V for Vendetta. What's his name?
His name is V.
Okay, with V on our Instagram. He actually kind of looks like these WWE dolls.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
12-inch figures.
Right, he is actually a doll, and these are actually dolls as well. These are straight up fucking Barbie dolls of all the diva. Oh, I guess sorry, they're not divas anymore. They're women wrestlers, whatever. But yeah, they're geared towards young female fans of the WWE. And god damn it, though, they named them Tag Team WWE Tag Team dolls. Like, what the fuck are they thinking? Come on.
I wonder if they're going to come in a package of 2, probably.
Well, I would think so. And they'll have realistic scissoring action.
I don't know, but I'm a little sour because they listed all the names of the divas on here or whatever, and the champ ain't even got a Barbie. Naomi ain't even got no Barbie.
Neither does what's her face? The other
chick. Oh wow, isn't that weird?
Yeah, she doesn't have one either.
That's weird. I don't get it.
Yeah,
but each doll will come with its own signature fashion items, such as gowns and shoes. It's going to come with a bunch of crap. It's going to come with a bunch of stuff. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right, like a purse. And I mean, like,
I'm not a Barbie guy. What can I say?
This is just going to be really misogynist. But I mean, honestly, though, I mean, this is like, I think this is, pretty, it's empowering for girls. And so
it's definitely cool. And it's a good revenue stream for the divas to get some money going for, royalties. And the WWE claims 40% of their fans are women. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if I believe that. I've been in quite a few wrestling crowds, and I don't see 40% of those people being women.
Yeah, it seems a little high, but you never know. It's hard to tell these days. You certainly don't see it in the audience, but we'll see how the sales go for the Barbies here.
Yeah.
Speaking of Barbies, Barbie won a $100 million lawsuit from Bratz. I don't know if you remember the Bratz dolls, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
man, that's a lot of money. Jury last year.
I was trying to not call them whore dolls. I think I just did.
They're a little sexier than the Barbie dolls. Yeah. But a jury last year awarded Mattel $10 million in copyright infringement fees and a $90 million breach of contract fee for this guy Carter Bryant, the old designer for the Mattel, who branched off and started his own Bratz deal. So he's getting it up the ass now, but he's appealing the ruling. And if he ain't got $100 million to pay out, I don't know what they're going to do with his ass.
I mean, he made Bratz, so I'm pretty sure he's got $100 million. I would think. I mean, I think Bratz did pretty well, right?
I have no idea.
I mean, honestly, I actually didn't even know. I didn't know
Bratz still around. Yeah.
I didn't know they weren't around anymore. Are they around?
I have no idea.
I have no fucking clue.
But basically, the number that jumps out to me here is the $100 million. Mattel, or Barbie is Mattel, right? Yeah, Mattel's getting that money. They're in bed with WWE now, and I'm sure
they've actually been in bed. So Mattel has actually been making the WWE action figures for probably 15 years. No, it's been a long fucking
probably.
time.
I don't know.
I'm actually telling you.
I miss my LJN WWE action figures. I actually still have them in a closet somewhere.
I grew up on my Hasbros, so.
Yeah, so I was, all this doll talk has me wondering if there's ever been an ICP Juggalo doll or action figure or anything of that sort.
Hold up. Let's do what we do and let's go to Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Let's go to Amazon.
If there's one place, Amazon or eBay, but if Amazon doesn't got it, I don't care.
Let's look up Insane
Amazon is the shit.
Clown Posse.
We love you, Jeff Bezos. We love Audible too, by the way.
Dark Carnival action figure.
You found it? We may have to Instagram this.
There actually, so I actually did. There's one there, but I actually, I know that there's another one too.
You knew? Then why did you Google it?
ICP doll. No,
You just want to see what options you had. Are you gonna buy one?
Actually, there's actually a lot of them.
Are they dolls though, or are they action figures?
They appear to be action figures for the most part, but there is actually.
What are we looking at? Violent J, Shaggy Tooth Shaggy.
This is different. That's not it.
Or
the first one appears to be actually somebody made dolls. Oh no, never mind. They're actually straight up dolls.
Oh, see?
They are straight up dolls.
Man, I told you.
These are dolls.
Not bad.
They were actually offered for free.
You think this crazy axe kid in Boston had some of those?
Very possibly, very possibly. So I do want to say that I actually was going to, he was going to get the middle finger of the week, and he still sort of will get the middle finger of the week, but there will be a caveat to it. So anyway, JOAT middle finger of the week. We got the Juggalo radio station axe kid throwing it up high. This is in Boston, or it was right outside of Boston. Basically, this fucking kid, he was trying to get them to play a song off of the ICP record Bizarre from 2000, and I can't believe that came out that long ago. That is crazy. But anyway, he went to this radio station, Kiss 108 FM, asked the secretary to play My Axe, and of course, because they're a fucking pop station, they said, no, we're not doing that. We're going to continue to play Justin Bieber, whatever other shitty music that I was forced to listen to the other night. And so
that's not gonna work, brother.
We're not doing that, dude. We're not. I don't know why the secretary is Hulk Hogan, but anyway. They didn't do it, and then a big standoff happened. He refused to leave his car, and he spent the subsequent 3 hours in a showdown at the OK Corral or at the Kiss 108 FM radio station with a bunch of officers. The 180 minutes of included cell phone conversations between the suspect and the police. The suspect is drinking beer, of course, and he's ramming a police vehicle. He's exiting his car to announce, I guess you're going to have to kill me. Then he changed his mind. He got back to his car.
He pushed out. He was like, changed my mind.
I'm not feeling that. He had beer and knives. You're not taking my knives. I have the right to bear knives. I have the right to beer and knives in my car, and I have the right to hear My Axe off of an ICP record. So the reason why I will say that this is with the caveat is because at the end of the article, I saw that he actually was having a mental health episode and had some mental health issues. And I mean, I should have known. I mean, there's no one that's 38 years old that listens to the Insane Clown Posse and doesn't have mental health issues. So
it's just so crazy how he was so aggressive in his attempt to get this done. And I hope to God somehow, some way, there's video of this.
I really do. And the reason
he's got mental health issues, but he was smart enough to recognize after he said, "Oh, you're going to have to kill me then." Right. And then he got back in the car.
They're like,
so
okay.
He can't be that out there to not recognize what was going on with all that.
Yeah. The reason why I really want to see the video is because apparently at the end, for some reason, he surrendered peacefully, and then he was removed from the area via a stretcher. So I like to imagine he was like Hannibal Lecter.
And I'm willing to bet
with ICP face paint.
I'm willing to bet this guy was a white guy, because if this motherfucker was black, he'd be dead. D-E-A-D, dead. You take one look at Twitter and you see all these numbers of motherfuckers getting shot by cops, and it's just outstanding.
I mean, he was a juggalo, so of course he was white. I mean, come on.
But yeah, that too.
Come on.
I don't think I've ever seen a black ICP fan.
If you are a black juggalo,
that'll be on the next podcast. The story's going to come out now.
If you are a black juggalo, not only do we want to hear from you, we will interview you on the podcast.
How did that happen?
100% serious. If you are a black juggalo, hit up JerkOfAllTradesPodcast at gmail.com. We will interview you on the podcast.
That's strange.
Yes.
I never thought about that until this very moment.
All right. So that ends this segment. We're going to go to break, and we're going to hear Eddie the Jerk tell us about our sponsor of the podcast, Audible. We will be back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Eddie the Jerk here from the Jerk of All Trades podcast. We got a new deal for you here from audible.com. It's the audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast link. You get a 30-day free trial with audible.com. You get to choose from over 180,000 books. You're never getting any repeats with audible.com. I've been listening to audible.com for a while now, and I freaking love it. You got your Pandoras, your Spotifys. You're listening to the same stuff week in and week out. You're not going to get that with Audible. My personal favorite book from audible.com is Unshakable, Your Financial Freedom Playbook by Tony Robbins. It's inspirational as a mofo, motivational as a mofo, And you get your learn on with audible.com and Tony Robbins. So once again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Check it out.
All right, guys, we are back. So it doesn't come as any surprise that cancer is an absolute plague on humanity. There is, however, a new study suggesting that it might be the result of what Eddie likes 4 of in his coffee.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
Quote Booker T.
Sugar!
Sugar!
I've made the switch to stevia, so I feel good about that, especially after reading this article. Scared the brakes off me. I got to give a big shout out to the godfather of podcasting. I came up with that nickname myself, Joe Rogan.
Feel free to use that.
Retweeting this story for us to check out. Thank you, Joe Rogan. I read this and I was really into it, and so we're going to talk about it now, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Oh wait, no,
sorry, not too late. It's already in the outline.
Yeah. Oh.
As of 2013, as much as 40% of U.S. healthcare expenditures are for diseases directly related to the overconsumption of sugar. We spend more than $1 trillion each year fighting the damaging health effects of sugar, which runs the gamut from obesity and diabetes to heart disease and cancer. Obesity is responsible for an estimated 500,000 cancer cases worldwide each year. 500,000 cancer cases every year because of sugar. This is fucking crazy. Get off that goddamn sugar. Yeah, they're saying here that cancer cells can only thrive and survive, or not survive, but only thrive if there is enough sugar present. So I'm assuming that a lot of doctors, if you have cancer, are telling you to cut off that damn sugar because that cancer is just eating that sugar and eating
I'm
going
to be willing to bet
that sugar.
A lot of the doctors probably aren't doing that because they probably don't have this information, right? They're probably just like, yeah,
I would
get some
hope
chemo
so.
or something that, I mean, we can charge you a lot of money.
Well, yeah, they're definitely going the most expensive route where they can milk your health insurance for the longest amount of time for the most amount of money for. So it's horrible.
Or they want you to suck off their teat, the medical teat.
So basically, teat. The sugar industry is a monster in this game right now. Like you go anywhere, like these vending machines at work, or
good luck finding something that's fucking healthy, right?
You're not getting anything without sugar inside of it. I mean, even the healthy stuff with like apples, bananas, strawberries, all the healthy natural stuff has sugar in it too. So the overconsumption is pretty easy when you think about it, especially if you're downing like 4 or 5 sodas every day with 25 grams or more of sugar in them in each serving. I've been trying to cut back. I watched the sugar-coated documentary on Netflix. It said at the end of the movie that 1 in 11 people in the United States have diabetes. That is insane. That 1 in 11 people. That would be like, I can't even think of another like statistic that's even close to that.
Obesity.
No, well, yeah. But, back in the 50s, sugar companies pumped sugar as a healthy alternative to lose weight. And
boy, were they wrong.
They couldn't have been any more wrong about this shit. So it's just like, just because you read something or you hear something from somebody that you trust, you still can't trust them.
And I would definitely not be trusting like Lay's or
Well,
Nestle
who it
or
was?
Mars or
I believe it was actually Harvard University, because the sugar companies were giving the universities money to do their research with. So much like your politic game, one hand washes the other. Of course, they're not going to talk bad about the people giving them millions and millions of dollars for research. No, we love sugar. Sugar's great for you. Keep giving us that money.
Yeah.
So, that's how that works.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I did not watch the sugar documentary, but I watched a documentary about the corn game. And corn is very, very, very heavily subsidized. It's basically they pump so much money into these corn farmers so they can create high fructose corn syrup, which is the sugar alternative. And Yeah, it's in every fucking thing.
And that's
every fucking thing.
That's giving you cancer too.
Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup is killing everybody in this motherfucker. It's not healthy. It's not an alternative. It's just as bad as the natural shit. We're all guilty of overindulging, but at the end of the day, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to cut the bullshit. If you tell me you only have one candy bar when you know deep down inside you had 2 or 3 today or yesterday or whatever day it is, and you're trying to bullshit people, you're trying to sneak one by, you're only lying to yourself. And you're only hurting yourself, and in the long run, it's going to catch up to you. So, you got to cut back on the sugar, and you got to cut back on the bullshit, and it's time to take care of yourself, especially when it's 40% of disease and cancer. It's just so crazy. That's the highest number I've ever seen in my entire life with something. This is an epidemic. This is something that's seriously problematic for the human race. And, there's nothing stopping it. There's so much outrage about a lot of stuff these days. A lot of people go up in arms about a lot of stuff, but you never hear anybody talking about this sugar stuff, how bad and how much it's killing people in the sugar industry. So,
I think that there are people that are talking about it, and I think it's becoming a bigger issue. And I think that there are more people that are health conscious. But here's the deal, man. Drive around in any fucking city, and what is all around you? Unhealthy fucking food, fast food, and fucking soda. Literally, you can't fucking avoid this shit. And so, yes, people need to take personal responsibility, abso-fucking-lutely. But at the same time, when do we start putting their feet to the fire? These fucking food companies that are creating all this bullshit. And not only are they creating this, they're being subsidized to do it. And that's the reason why it's happening. And it's hard not to be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. And when we talk about how, population is out of control, this is kind of a, population control thing, right?
it sure is.
It very
40%.
Right. Let's kill off 40% of the people by feeding them fucking garbage.
Death. Yeah, straight
feeding
up
them fucking garbage.
Here's some cancer. Drink all you want of it. Eat all you want of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll tell you what, though, I did read in the article as well. So, I know people get pretty pissed off with God damn, quit taxing me, but it's actually kind of worked in certain places. In Mexico, they actually saw quite a decrease in soda consumption when they taxed that shit like fucking crazy. So
yeah, I would like to look more into that. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. I would like to hear more information about that, but I don't hate that idea. I'll tell you that right now. And it's just, we have to make better choices.
Well, how about this? How about instead of taxing people, we tax the fucking companies that are fucking making this shit? Because always, it's always an attack on the people that are
hurting it the most.
Right, exactly. Why is it that the people that are poverty stricken, that can't afford food the most, are the ones that are the most obese, because they can't afford the healthy fucking food, because the shitty food is being subsidized. So that's a fucking problem.
That's another part of the game is the organic stuff, the healthy stuff, the all natural stuff is like $2 or $3, $4, $5 more than the crap cancer drinks or food that is 99 cents or $2. It's just if you don't have any money and you have to buy something to eat, you're not going to buy a $4 product that is half the size of a $2 product that is going to fill you up more and make you feel better, because sugar makes you feel good. It has a similar effect on the brain as cocaine.
Dopamine release.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So of course they're going to go for the sugar. You just got to make a better choice, make a better choice. And nobody's going to, it's like cigarettes. You have to stop somewhere. You have to make a choice, because they are not going to stop. They're not going to stop pumping this out to you. They're not going to stop making money, like Ray said. It's you personally have to stand up and make a choice. And then hopefully eventually it starts to dwindle down and go away a little bit, little by little. It's just every day you got to make a choice, and that's pretty much it. But you got anything else on that, Ray?
No, honestly, I think we could talk. I think this is such a multifaceted issue.
It can go into a lot of different avenues.
I have a lot.
You have anything to say about the organic stuff, because you've gone healthy with your diet so far?
Yeah. We just ate a bunch of fucking pizza before this. So
well, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you got any tips for anybody?
I think that you can you can still eat well and eat inexpensive by, eating more raw foods, eating more vegetables and that type of thing. And when you did talk about fruits, fruit, the sugar in fruit is different than high fructose corn syrup that you're going to get in a fucking can of soda. So, I think that, you kind of touched on it though. The problem is there's kind of two big issues with it. You're not getting a fucking salad or something out of the fucking vending machine when you're at work, right?
Yeah.
And so like for me, that's how I end up eating a lot of the shitty food that I eat is because I'm at work, I'm working a full-time job, and like, fuck, I'm fucking hungry, and
you're strapped for time.
Right.
You got 2 jobs.
Right.
You barely have enough time to, eat, sleep, shit, and fucking have something to drink,
Right. So I'm definitely not, pre-making my fucking lunch with healthy things like I should be doing. And so I'm stuck with what's in the machine. Like, what's my best choice? Or, hey, I'm on my way to work and like the gas station's there. Like, what's the best thing that I can eat? And so, I'll try to get like a Cliff Bar or something like that.
Absolutely. You have
something
to
a little
eat
bit
something
healthier.
because if you don't eat anything, you're fucked. And then the rest of your day, you're dragging, your stomach's crawling. It's just like, it's just not going to work.
And it's just not healthy for your body to just
Absolutely
not eat, to not give it any sort of fuel. So, I think you really did, you hit on just each time that you're going to put something in your body, it's a choice. And
you got to put a little bit of thought into it.
I don't claim to be an expert on it, and I definitely don't make the right decisions very often, but you just got to try to make the right decisions more often every day. And I think that's just a solid way to live life in general.
It's a work in progress. You don't have to be perfect. I'm a work in progress. I only started trying to cut back last 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So it's not anything that like I'm an artist at, I'm a master at. It's just little by little every day. Just take baby steps, a little bit better,
I'll tell you what, I've been up and down in terms of my my healthy eating, and the way that I've always succeeded in it is just picking the things that are like the worst for me. So like for me, soda. It's like I can't drink soda and not drink it too often. So I make a choice. Hey, like when I first stopped drinking soda for the first time, I started drinking Gatorade. Really wasn't that much better for me, but hey, I just wasn't drinking soda anymore. And I didn't like Gatorade as much as I like soda, so I didn't drink it as much. And then, then I was drinking juice. I drank, regular juice.
Nice.
And then I transitioned, and then I was drinking mostly water. So it's like,
yes, there you go.
That's, you kind of make that progression. And
Fall
so
in
that's
love
how it
with
works
that
for me.
H2O. Yeah. That water is the healthiest thing you can drink. It's good for your skin. It's good for your heart. It's good for your kidneys. It's good for your blood. It's good for your brain. Water is the thing to go for. I can't preach it enough. So if you're not drinking any more water, get on that water. I know people say, it tastes bland, doesn't taste like anything.
I know. I don't like the taste of water. Who are you?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's mind-boggling.
It's not supposed to taste good. It's not supposed to taste bad. It's water. It is what it is. There's nothing else to it.
I just squeeze a little lemon into mine, so
I was just about to say.
Delicious.
Now you got these little things you can dump into your water to make it taste good. You got your Gatorade Propel stuff. You can put a little lime up in there. Like there's no excuse not to be drinking more water.
Put some sugar in there.
Yeah.
Four scoops of sugar.
4 tablespoons of fucking sugar.
You're fucking set, dude. Put a little carbonation in there and
shake it up a little bit. Yeah. But there is a little bit of good news to this. Science is ever evolving and has come up with personalized genetic vaccines to destroy cancer tumors and keep cancer away. Like I was saying earlier, it's a work in progress. This is a work in progress too. They've been trying it on just a few people. I think like 6 out of 10 people it's worked on, or I can't remember exactly the numbers. May have been 8 out of 15 or 8 out of 10. I don't remember. I'm a flawed human being. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
But that isn't an excuse to go ahead and eat all the fucking candy bars and drink all the pop anyways. Cancer ain't cool. Try to make better decisions. And,
cancer is not that cool.
Cancer's not cool.
We don't like you, cancer.
Even if they can cure it, it's not a reason to go out and get fucking cancer.
Right.
So
yeah, don't do it.
So all that said, sugar is causing people to become overweight and even die. Should sugar be as illegal as some of the harder drugs being sold on the streets, Ray?
No. What podcast have you been listening to? No, it shouldn't.
Oregon,
because people would definitely stop eating sugar that way, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oregon has got your back. They are legalizing the hard stuff. You want to talk about this, Ray?
Yeah. So Oregon is going to be decriminalizing small amounts of 6 hard drugs cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and ecstasy.
This sounds a little controversial, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Because you can imagine the right not being cool with this.
yeah, I mean, I can imagine a lot on the left too. I think people, they have a knee-jerk reaction, not a knee-jerk of all trades reaction, but a knee-jerk reaction to something like this. This is much like the robot, the dark side of the robot thing that we talked about last week.
Sure.
And the pedophile thing.
Well, and
people have a knee-jerk reaction, and probably justifiably so, but hard drugs. Like I've had a conversation with someone in a bar one day. I decided to tell them that I thought all drugs should be legal, and she got really, not heroin, no. And then I started spouting some of the numbers and stuff of, countries that have actually legalized it. And so, yeah, I'm super, super pumped to see this happening. This is actually, this is from Republican State Senator Jackie Winters. So
Jackie Winters, stand up.
Yeah.
So as long as the offender doesn't have any felonies or no more than 2 prior drug convictions on their record, they're not going to get, a ticket or put in jail or anything. The second bill reduces drug-related property crimes from felonies to misdemeanors. So basically, they're trying to slow down the prison economy. Something that I was talking about early on in a long time ago in these podcasts. I don't know what episode it was, but a lot of that shit's coming to an end now. It was all bullshit to begin with. And
it's not coming to an end, by the way. This is like one thing, but
oh sure, but
institutional racism is what this is.
It's a step in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. We've got people that are going in the wrong direction, like our good friend who got the middle finger quite a while back, Mr. Jeff Sessions.
Oh yeah,
who apparently wants to bring DARE back because guess what? DARE worked so goddamn well, and as you ironically smoked your fucking weed in your DARE shirt. I mean, did DARE really prevent anyone from doing drugs? No, it definitely didn't. It's not the right call.
Just say no.
Yeah. Jeff Sessions is an idiot, and hopefully we need
more people like Jackie Winters and less people like Jeff Sessions.
Right.
She was saying that it amounts to institutional racism due to how more frequently minorities are charged with drug crimes than whites. Winters and others support the bills, arguing the answer to America's drug crisis is treatment and not prison time, trying to decrease Oregon's prison population. So,
fucking brilliant. And
I love
exactly the things that I have been saying on the podcast and not on the podcast for quite a long time.
Sure. Well, we talked about the heroin, the MDMA treatments. There are ways to help people without just throwing them in jail. And Ray said this multiple times. Ray said this a lot. So if you listen to our podcast, you already know this stuff. This is a little bit more for our newer fans. There are other ways out there than to just do it the old way. Just keep doing it the old way. It's not making anybody better. It's not helping anybody.
Well, it is helping people. It's helping the people that are making money off of how many people are in prison.
Yeah, it's helping them for sure.
Right. It's the same thing as, our foreign wars, I mean, I know that's a generalization, but, that's also a business. And so the prison system is a business, and they need more customers, and their customers are poor people who do drugs, and then we can put them in prison. So,
it's sad. It's really sad. So, the Democratic representative, Mitch Greenlick, he's quoted as saying, "It would be like putting people, or them, I'm just saying people, in the state penitentiary for having diabetes."
And by the way, let's mention that if they keep eating sugar, there's a 40% chance they're getting diabetes.
They get locked the fuck up.
Yeah. What was it? 1 in 11?
1 in 11.
There's a 1 in 11% chance. 1 in 11%.
There's an 11% chance
that you're going to end up with diabetes. And there's depending on what race you are, there's probably a 1 in 3% chance you're going to end up in prison. So
fuck yeah. He said this is a chronic brain disorder and it needs to be treated that way. Addiction is a brain disorder. It's something that, people have a choice, but addiction is deep. Addiction is very deep. They may not know after a certain amount of time that they're making these choices because the drug has such a hold of them. So I'm on board with this. I'm on board with Oregon. I'm definitely on board with Jackie Winters. Do the damn thing. Stand up for what you believe in. Try to help people instead of just doing things the old way, because the old way is the easy way and it's the way everybody's been doing it. I'm all about this. And you got anything to put a bow on this, Ray?
Yeah, stop fucking putting people in prison for minor drug offenses. And oh wait, that's what they're doing here. So let's fucking have this move on to other states and let's start treating drug addiction at the root cause, which is our fucked up fucking system in this country, the rat race, people being scared that they're going to end up in the fucking gutter without a place to live. Let's start giving them money for being fucking human. Let's give people, fucking food that doesn't kill them, and let's give them goddamn water, and let's give them basic fucking human rights and not throw them in prison like animals for having mental disorders.
Hell yeah. The Jerk of All Trades podcast, changing the world one podcast at a time.
Yes.
We love you guys. You never know. We may just have to hit up Mrs. Winters and give her props on social media one day. Yes, we love you guys, and we want to keep in contact with you anywhere and everywhere you get your social media. That'd be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can't miss us. Just search for Jerk of All Trades Podcast. We are at JOAT Podcast on Twitter. Subscribe to us anywhere and everywhere you get your podcast from: iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, etc. And subscribe to us on Twitch. We are live on Twitch.
Yes.
Twitch TV /JOAT Podcast. We're having a great time on Twitch. We're having a lot of fun with you guys. And we also have a camera now, so you can play with us and watch us
look
play.
at our beautiful faces as we drink, and maybe we don't drink.
You never know.
We play Jackbox or something else.
That's why you got to tune in. You never know what's going to happen.
Never know what's going to
stream.
happen.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Check us out on all that. I did want to just add a little extra thing onto our social media, and I want to give a quick shout out to another great podcast out there that you guys should be checking out, and that is the Man Cave Chronicles. They gave us a nice little shout out, played a little commercial on their last episode. So definitely check them out. The Man Cave Chronicles. They're on iTunes, Stitcher, and then all social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. So definitely check them out.
They're big.
Lots of fun stuff there. Lots of fun interviews and such. So check them out, and big up.
Hell yeah, Man Cave Chronicles. Do the damn thing. And last but not least, make sure to visit JOATpodcast.com. Anything and everything you need from the Jerks are on that website. And hit us up at JerkOfAllTradesPodcast@gmail.com if you want to support the podcast. And the main way to do that is through our Audible trial, which Ray will be telling you about. And we'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ray the Jerk from the Jerk of All Trades podcast, and I want to tell you about a special offer just for you, the listener of the Jerk of All Trades podcast. Audible is offering a free audiobook download, and you get a free 30-day trial. It's going to give you a chance to check out their awesome service. I have a personal recommendation for you once you get your free audiobook, and it is The Psychedelic Experience, a manual based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's by Mr. Timothy Leary, and let me tell you what, it is definitely going to change your life for the better. So to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Get your free audiobook, get your free 30 days, courtesy of the Jerks.
All right, guys, we're back. Now let's get right into a shocking news development from earlier this week. This is pretty crazy. We're going to be talking about the dark web.
The dark web.
Alpha Bay.
Yes.
About a week ago, Alpha Bay, the dark web's largest contraband marketplace, went offline mysteriously. One of its founders was found dead in a Thai prison. The dark web, Ray. You ever been down the deep dark web?
Actually, I have not.
I haven't either. I'm a little disappointed.
You're disappointed that I have not?
Yeah, me and you. You would have thought one of us would have found it eventually.
I mean, I know how to do it, but, I just have chose not to because yeah, there's nothing that I'm really looking for on the dark web. So
Yeah.
I've been interested to check it out just to see, but I mean, it's basically just, you need a Tor browser and
A Tor browser. What's that?
Tor browser.
Like a VPN?
No, it's just a specific browser that you use. And then they're called onion sites. And so they're basically not searchable by search engines, and
it's too much work. That's too much work for me.
Yeah,
I just get my contraband from wherever I got to get it from.
Yeah, so yeah, the Silk Road was like the big one back in the day, and I think this is much like about as deep as I get. I get into the torrenting game, all the private sites and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I mean, basically when on one of those, for example, Pirate Bay is obviously the name of this is based on that.
Alpha Bay.
When one of those gets shut down, it moves somewhere else and more pop up because of it. And so, yeah, they're never going to completely shut it down. And yeah. So,
well, just to give you a little bit more information about it, a law enforcement operation spanning 3 countries shut the site down with Canadian police, seizing its servers in Quebec, and United States officials seeking the extradition of one of its alleged administrators, Mr. Alexander Kazas. And Kazas was later found hanging in a Bangkok jail cell in an apparent suicide attempt. It wasn't an attempt. It was successful. He hung himself.
Right. Well, I think that they're saying that it was apparently a suicide, quote unquote.
Oh, like one of those wink suicides.
Right. Yeah. He killed himself.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very possible because, I mean, goddamn, if you were in charge of this and it was a darknet marketplace estimating that it's nearly 300,000 listings of drugs, stolen credit cards, and other contraband. It brought in between 600 and 800,000 dollars a day.
Oh, every day
in revenue. So,
every day, Ray.
Eddie, you might be in the wrong game. You might want to be getting into this. So,
oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So, apparently there is some other marketplaces that are out there. There's one called the Dream Market, but I guess it's pretty fucking. It's a little questionable. Somebody said that they got some weed and it had shards of plastic in it.
This just brings me back to Miss Winters over there in Oregon. It's like they're making this much money every day with the legalization of cocaine and meth and heroin and everything else they're legalizing out there in Oregon. Are they going to be looking at this type of money every day coming in? Like, I don't understand how that works.
Right. I mean, this is just silly because once again, these are the things that happen because you are trying to tell people that they can't do something that they're going to continue to do. Like,
the punishments are too severe. And then this is what happens, is what you're saying.
I mean, I'm saying that just goddamn legalize it so people don't have to have dark marketplaces that are not searchable online to be able to sell these things because there is clearly a demand for these things and people are not stopping taking them. So what do we do to stop this from happening so people don't have to buy marijuana with plastic shards in it?
Ew. No, thank you.
Well, I mean, apparently this particular marketplace was actually pretty badass from what I'm reading here, but
yeah, they seem pretty legit, man. 600 grand a day. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm sure that more legitimate sources of this will pop up and it's not going to stop. So
yeah,
fucking legalize it so we don't have to have dudes killing themselves in Bangkok jails. So,
allegedly.
So, the government drones don't want us to get our drugs online, but they will let us get our alcohol at the local Wally World. So let's flip the script on those fools and use that old crow for something more useful. Eddie, why don't you tell them about the world's very first whiskey powered car?
I love it. I love this story. I loved it the first time I heard it, and I'm loving it right now. Edinburgh, Scotland, we love you. They made... this car or this fuel is made by residue from whiskey. The biobutanol is designed as a direct replacement for petrol and diesel. Engines of vehicles do not need to have modified engines to use the fuel. The fuel is produced from a yeast-based byproduct made from distilling and fermentation. This reminds me of back in the day, way back in the day, when your boy Eddie the Jerk had a bunch of friends in the military, and we were all getting drunk, and they were trying to tell me that you could drive a car not with gasoline fueling the car, but with water fueling the car. To which this brings back fond memories of how cool is this? It's a little bit of a waste of whiskey, but if it is cheaper than the gasoline prices, I don't give a damn.
I mean, if it's shitty whiskey, then I'm totally okay with it. If this is good fucking bourbon or scotch, I mean, this was in Scotland, so let's not do that. But
don't waste my $300 bottle of scotch on my fucking car. I'll walk. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. This just proves that you can run vehicles on other things, and we need to do that like stat. And once again, you have the fucking crude oil industry who doesn't want that to happen because there's too much money at stake.
They lose their jobs.
And the whiskey fucking game is saying, we want to make some of that money. God damn it.
All day, every day. The vehicle was test driven using the fuel for the first time at Edinburgh Napier University. And they recently received 9 million pounds of government grants to build a plant to develop the fuel, and they are hoping that this will be up and running by the year 2019, which is only 2 years away.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the fumes coming out of that car would smell like. And would they get you drunk? Probably not.
I've smelled the fumes coming out of me the day after I drank a lot of whiskey, and not normally all that good, but a lot of times, depending on the whiskey, I might be mixing it with, Coke or something. So maybe it's that. Well,
absolutely
not cocaine, but maybe I've done that too. But I don't know.
Oh my goodness! So are you happy about this, Ray? Is it a good deal for you? Whiskey powered car?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think that once again, this just proves that you can use other things to fuel a vehicle, and so it doesn't necessarily have to be, whiskey, but. Yeah.
The suppliers of whiskey gotta be super happy right now, because the whiskey, there's nothing that threatens the gas industry and the oil industry. They monopolize the market as far as like fuel for automobiles. The electric cars are coming around now. We got a little bit of that action going on, but not really a lot. And if you could supplant oil and gasoline for fuel for cars, you're really changing the game. This thing could really change the game.
Absolutely. And, it just came to me like from the heavens. This is really, really putting a new spin on drunk driving. And I can't believe that did not come to me before, but it came to me now.
Wow.
And if you were, let's say you drove somewhere and you wanted to maybe pregame or something. So normally if I'm going somewhere and I don't want to spend the ridiculous prices to buy beer or whatever it might be, wherever I'm at, I bring some beer or something, or maybe I bring a flask. But here, what you could do is you could just drive there and then you could just siphon out some fucking whiskey directly out of the gas tank and drink that shit.
Yeah, you know what? As you were saying that, what I thought of, they're gonna have to change the laws on open containers of whiskey. Because what if I got my whiskey and I'm not a tad bit drunk in the least bit? I am stone cold sober, right? But I got like a half a bottle of whiskey because I might need some whiskey to take my ass home. And
this is true.
I get pulled over for driving a little too fast, maybe a little too slow. You never know. Depends on how the quotas work out that month. And I get pulled over and they find a half open bottle of whiskey and I'm not drunk in the least bit. Does this officer try to make a power move to write me a ticket, or like, how does that happen? Are they going to change the laws for whiskey containers? Like, what's the deal going on with that? So it's a total game changer.
Absolutely.
And probably not going to stop people from driving drunk, but
No.
I ain't mad at it in the least bit. But, for weeks now, Jerk of All Trades has been covering blowjob robots, robot self-driving bang buses. There possibly can't be anything left to cover as far as robots go, right?
You're wrong.
Wrong. We got 2 more robot stories for you, and they are freaking awesome. Hit them with it, Ray.
Yeah. So first up, we got the robot lawyer. His name is Do Not Pay. And I don't think LOL is actually part of his name. I think that was just the reaction to it. So, he's a chat bot. He provides free legal counsel via his artificial intelligence. It's now available in all 50 states.
Nice.
Apparently, this fucking dude was utilized in Britain, and it was the world's first robot lawyer. He estimated the bot helps defeat 375,000 parking tickets in the span of 2 years.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah. So let's take that money that they're
saving an estimated $9.3 million. That's
Right.
a lot of money, man.
Right, which is pretty fucking cool because
I want my money.
yeah, I mean the deal with this thing is they want to give legal service to people for free,
Sure.
and that's what this thing does.
This is so cool. I mean, first retail, then brain surgeons. Now the lawyers aren't safe anymore. What is going on here?
Yeah.
375,000 parking tickets. So they're just taking people's money year after year after year. But have no fear, because Do Not Pay is here. He's your robot lawyer, and he's coming to save your pocket change and your dollars and your pennies and every goddamn thing you're supposed to be keeping in your wallet and not somebody else's. Users simply state the problem they are trying to solve. Answer a few questions, and Do Not Pay will fill out the forms and generate letters for you. You can't bring this damn robot in the courtroom for you, but they will do all the preparation and documents you need to have you set up, locked down, trump tight, so you can represent yourself in the courtroom in a court of law instead of having to pay all those lawyer fees all the goddamn time. So if you know halfway what you're doing with the judicial system and all the laws going on in your state, you can just do the damn thing on your own and not have to rely on some silly lawyer that somebody else paid for, probably, to if you don't have any money, to represent you. Just do it yourself with the advice of the Do Not Pay robot.
I want to mention that, by the way, this thing is actually live. I don't know if you knew that.
What's that?
The Do Not Pay is actually live right now.
Oh, it's online?
It's actually online. So,
yes.
So I've actually already gone to him, and I just asked him a question, and I thought I would share that.
Okay, sure.
My question / quandary was, I killed a robot. What do I do? ? He said, I'm sorry to hear that. Here's how I can help. Need extra help? ? We can help you within 24 hours. Learn more. So,
wow.
I successfully broke Do Not Pay with my first question.
Man.
Oh,
How
man.
am I going to get out of the speeding ticket with my whiskey car?
Yeah, and so that actually leads very well into our second topic, and that is the fucking robot who killed himself.
Oh, no, you're not talking about the night scope. Not the night scope.
Oh, maybe
security
I
robot in
murdered
Washington,
him.
D.C.
I don't want to tell the truth.
So
but yeah.
these pictures are hilarious. Oh, this
There's
stupid
no
robot.
way that you can't see this picture and not laugh at this fucking thing. To me, a lot of people say he looks like R2-D2, and I definitely see some of that. He actually looks a bit like the robot from Portal to me. But I guess he was supposed to patrol the Georgetown waterfront. It's a ritzy shopping and office complex in DC. And apparently he decided he couldn't go on anymore, and he dumped his ass into this fountain. And
so funny.
And he's dead. I'm actually looking in the background, that one picture. There actually seems to be a very distraught woman.
Yeah, isn't there a woman crying?
Yeah,
if
you look to the left of the plant, she looks to be. There's actually a second woman that also, I don't know if she's on the phone or if she's also weeping as well. So,
too funny.
Yeah, so I very possibly may have killed this robot. There's a hilarious tweet here. It says, our DC office building got a security robot. It drowned itself. We were promised flying cars. Instead, we got suicidal robots.
Yeah, this is funny.
Yeah.
The robot costs $7 an hour if you want to employ this thing. Hopefully, it doesn't jump into a water fountain or roll into a water fountain on its way.
He's only 25% cheaper than
25 cents.
a slave wage human.
Yeah,
so,
minimum wage. Yeah, that sucks. And apparently, it has already been knocked over by a drunk man. And before that, it knocked down and ran over a 16-month-old boy. What the hell?
I will mention that that's actually. I don't think this is the same particular robot.
It's like his brother or something.
I think we actually covered the robot that ran over the kid one week, or we considered talking about it.
Okay,
So.
then we didn't. I don't think we ever had it on the show. But
It's very possible we did not cover it, but I remember distinctly the article about that happening. And actually, I do believe that was in a mall, so it's possible that this is the same model.
Yeah,
So
most likely, yeah.
I think it's probably time to rework this model.
Yeah, screw these robots.
yeah.
You got to get. I'm team human. I'm all about people, and these dumb robots don't know what the hell they're doing. So I'm through with these robots.
Yeah. So, that's about all that we have for the show. But wanted to do a little Inspirobot to inspire people. I know people are a little bit down and out. I can't say that I was a huge fan of the band, but Chester Bennington from Linkin Park decided to end himself and didn't jump into a fountain, not to make light of it, but
No.
Anyway, yeah.
R.I.P. Chris.
Yeah, clearly I think his name was Chester.
Or Chester, I'm sorry.
But mental illnesses ain't nothing to fuck with, and so even if you've got millions upon millions of dollars and they were on tour and bunch of adoring fans, or it doesn't matter if you've got some chemical imbalances in your brain. Definitely get the help that you need, and so you don't end up like Chester Bennington, and you don't end up like this robot. So
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, and Chris Cornell would have been his 53rd birthday. So
oh wow,
yeah. So
rest in peace, guys.
Anyway, we'll definitely need some inspiration. So let's get some little Inspirobot, and then let's get a universal call out, and then let's get the hell out. So
cool.
All right, so Inspirobot, let's check you out. Let's see what you got today. Eddie, you got Inspirobot up too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's hit my first one. What do we got? Here we go, Inspirobot. Unemployment. Take it or leave it. It's a guy proposing to his girlfriend.
Oh.
And if
that's a great one.
And if the robots have anything to say about it, they're going to cut you by 25 cents. They're going to cheap out on you, and you're going to be unemployed. So,
well, I don't know if Google's in bed with Inspirobot, but I have a man and a woman holding hands on the beach, and the quote says, "Cigarettes are 90% groping and 1,000% friendliness." I don't get it, but we were just talking about sugar and cigarettes.
I believe we were, yeah.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Inspirobot is listening.
Inspirobot is listening to us. So
you are very unique. Thank you, Inspirobot. You are too.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we got universal call out, and then let's hit the road. So let me go there. We're gonna switch it up a little bit this week. We are going to do the same website that we normally do, but we're going to do a different type of list. So this is actually going to be phobias. So we'll pick 10 phobias, and then we'll see what happens. So, all right.
Cool.
You ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right. So we've got astrophobia, which is the fear of thunder and lightning.
That's what I have. I never know that had a name for it.
I did not know that you had that.
I have a fear of lightning, not so much thunder.
This is thalassophobia. It's fear of the sea. We got xylophobia, which is fear of trees, forests, or wood. We've got lipophobia, which is the fear of fatty foods. We've got agoraphobia, which is the fear of crossing the road. We've got hylophobia, which is the fear of trees, forests, and wood, which seems to be a lot like xylophobia, which is the fear of trees, forests, or wood.
Huh.
We've got ombrophobia, which is fear of rain, which would work for where I'm at. We've got pedophobia, which is fear of children. And then we've got heterophobia, which is fear of heterosexuality. And we've got dysmorphiophobia, which is obsession with a body defect. So,
ooh, this is a hard one.
This is actually quite difficult.
We might have to choose like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if we're going to get any stories out of this. Can you read the first 3 to me again? Because
I'll just give you lightning, thunder and lightning, the sea, trees, forest, wood, fatty foods, crossing the road, rain, children, heterosexuality, body defects.
I'm thinking fatty foods could be funny.
I am going to go with crossing the road.
Interesting. Well, I kind of want to go with fatty foods, but I have an actual fear of lightning, so I kind of want to go with that one.
All right, so you got thunder and lightning.
Yeah, let's make it hard because dolls was easy. I don't know what the last few like random call outs were, but they've all been pretty easy for the most part since accordion. So let's get some harder shit and see if the universe really does call out to us this time.
So are we?
We're going the first one and the one you want.
Wait, we're gonna go with both of them?
Yeah, let's do. It's gonna be hard, man. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of traction out of this.
No, I think we're gonna do just fine, and I think that we should do rock paper scissors.
Oh, you want another challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, you're gonna lose this time. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. That was Ray. It's too easy. Your boy the jerk wins again.
So we threw paper 3 times again, and Eddie threw scissors in the last one. So
how could you not? I learned my lesson from last week.
I wasn't going to give up on that. So I was going to continue.
Astrophobia. I hate you, lightning. Stay away from my house and my car and my body. I'm not afraid, but I'm definitely afraid of lightning.
Eddie ain't afraid of no ghosts, but he is afraid of thunder and lightning. So
thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. Yet again, another episode in the books. Jerk of All Trades podcast.
We are out.
We are out.